Okay, so a little bit about me. My name is Terrell Brown. I'm a partner at Loyalty Alliance, primarily focused on the Chief Investment Officer here, but also the CEO of our sports marketing department. A little background about me: I played basketball, grew up playing basketball, as well as I worked on Wall Street for about 7 years as an analyst at a few different investment firms. So I kind of combined and merged the two as I saw different things and opportunities in the markets. It actually happened ironically. I never wanted to get into sports because it's cliche. After most athletes play sports, that's the first thing they do is get into sports. So I loved investing. I loved finance. I was always on the financial side. But so many people kept coming to me having questions. Former athletes or athletes like friends, they would have questions and they wanted me to be their agent. And I never wanted to get into that. So people would come and then I would end up helping out essentially friends, and then I was going to do a strategic partnership. We still do a joint venture with Kevin Lyles and the Man 300 Music Group because they have a sports division as well. So we did a collaboration, and then just what I saw in terms of scale, it made more sense to kind of branch out and build in my internal team just to grow, just based on the philosophy that I see in the different opportunities in the market. And I was like, I don't want to do it, but it's a way that I can help and give back. Few different things. So it was a few different friends. They would come to me, and friends of friends. They would say, "Hey, listen, this young guy. He played pro, or they want to get into professional sports, and they coming out of college, and they either have an agent or they have the wrong agent, and they don't understand the business." So luckily, I understand most. I look at all businesses from an investment side. So I did look at the sports business to see if it was attractive investment. So I would tell them, hey, listen, this is probably not good for you. This is actually better for you. You should sign with this agent for this reason, meaning that you're a smaller town player, so you need maybe a smaller mid-sized agent, or even sometimes if a bigger agent made sense to then go ahead and use it. Use that particular agent, but do what's best for your situation. Don't worry about your friend's situation or anything like that. So really providing some type of guidance to help them make the transition from college to the pros, or even in the pros actually and within their development. And I'll touch on the other piece that you mentioned in regards to like shady deals and different things like that. I mean, players and athletes see so many different deals from their homeboys or their agents or friends, and oftentimes, most of them, they get into the restaurant business, a barbershop business, things like that. And I actually didn't counsel them on the business side because so many people were coming at them on that side, and I just try to really steer clear unless they would ask me my opinion. And then I would just say, listen, if you don't understand the business, you shouldn't invest into it. Or if you don't have different advisors or a team that's going to walk and guide you through the steps, you just shouldn't invest into it. And I will always make a sports analogy like a basketball player. If you're playing basketball, you're a shooting guard, and you know that center, he can't really make a layup or even go dunk the ball. You're going to pass him the ball in crucial situations? No. And it's the same thing in investing. It's just not wise to do so. So we represent current as well as former athletes and celebrities and any other type of talent. So what we do is first, depending on where we're needs based. So we see where the athlete or celebrity is at in their career or out of their profession, and we look at from a branding standpoint where they at branding. So if you don't really have a brand, we need to create, and then we need to develop a brand, and then after we develop it, create that content. Sometimes most of the times in collaboration with their team. They may have a team already in place, and then from there it's the social media and digital marketing. And then the last piece, what I mentioned, the sponsorships and endorsements. So we help throughout that entire process. So we have a team of each really specialist in each one of those phases that work. So sometimes I might assist on the creative side, sometimes I may assist on the social media side, sometimes I may give ideas, and then a lot of time really my role within our team is really negotiating and structuring endorsement and sponsorship deals after we've really developed that brand. But
How
that's
do
a
you,
And for most athletes and celebrities, they already have a brand. It's
Okay.
now where's your brand at and at what stage.
Okay.
So they may not recognize. They may want like so someone just came in. They may want to do a big deal with a big company. But I'll tell them that's not your brand. If you're a young guy, just like a guy, if you just got drafted in the NFL and you have maybe 20, 30, 40,000 followers, don't try to go national. Your brand is local or regional. That should be your market. That should be your focus. And anyone who's a professional athlete or a celebrity or anything like that, they will always have a brand for the rest of their life because that's their profession. That's what they've built up. So they must always see themselves as a brand because that's going to be their mantra for the rest of their natural lives. On the value in their target market. Some of the current athletes they're kind of unrealistic, and they looking at whatever other superstar or the person out there, and there's a lot of similarities because what we do for both of them, we understand their needs and we understand where they want to go as a brand, and sometimes a lot of them they don't know, so we help them. We do it from a collaborative standpoint. And after we figure out that need, we can take anybody to where they want to go. It's like we have this formula. We take them from A to Z, and that's our GPS and secret sauce.
Okay. How do you use Instagram, Snapchat? So whether you have an intern or a summer associate, how do you use social media to activate an athlete's
Yeah, so
brand?
we do it organically because there's a lot of different ways people have paid followers and stuff. We do everything organically. I have to tell the truth, and that stuff does not work because brands know that. And then once they start looking at your Instagram and they look at the followers, the likes, and different things like that, you see that some people may never be the big star, and that's what being honest and truthful and transparent with them, that and you can make more money and be more beneficial there. But for the ones that actually have that potential, first I have to get buy-in from them, and then we have a team and we go through short, mid, and long-term strategy on the best approach and how to tackle that. And then so first we'll see what their brand is, and then I actually, with our team, we start creating content, we start promoting it, we start finding different sponsors and companies that's interested in that specific content, and then now as we start doing that, we just grow it organically slow, and then you'll see one day the brand really takes off. And most of them, we let them know brands and franchises are not built overnight. New York, Rome, they're not built overnight. So we have a long-term perspective, and we get buy-in from them. And any client who's not interested in the long-term, they're not realistic in building a national or international brand.
Thank you.
That's a great question. I think with the real thing that there's many different things that separate from us, but if you look at most of the bigger companies, even like the CAAs or the Rock Nations, their scale, their size and scale doesn't really allow them. They only focus on the superstar players, the few players, and that's that. So if you look at most of their roster, most of their talent is frustrated because they're not getting any deals. And most of them, they're agents. They're not people for marketing and branding and sports and to get a sponsorships. That's really not their skill set. If you look at their agents, their attorneys, it's just how they make the money is from the marketing side. So that's why they're actually in that business. But most of them should be out of that business. And what us really differentiate us, we're actually specialists in this space. So we understand it. We understand our clients. And we don't accept everybody just because they have a brand. We look for certain clients that fit our profile. And if you honest, transparent, long term, and a lot of athletes and celebrities are just not realistic. And so we steer clear from them. And that's really one of the major differentiating factors between us and a lot of those big companies. Yeah, so one, he's the best skill development basketball trainer in the world. His name is Jerry Powell. Before even where he was at beforehand, but before Jerry, where Jerry was at just beforehand, he didn't do any marketing at all. any at all. And once we got Jerry as a client, even some of his current clients, we actually helped him. We starting to help him with creating that content. He's doing stuff more on social media. He's getting a lot more attraction from professional athletes as well as the different kids. Also, we're working with Chris Gotti and Phil Ivey. We're at the beginning stages of that, but getting them to understand, because most people that even have brands already, talent, they don't understand the importance of the new digital age. So I have to get them to buy in on that, and then we go ahead and help them and grow and expand. Also, another one is Gavin Garay. He's signed to the New York Mets, but he played for their minor league team. Ever since we've had him, he's had a lot of tremendous growth just from where he started out at, and building out his Instagram, building out his social presence, but also being a local hero, doing some of the different camps and clinics. Everybody's definition of a culture vulture is different. I think for me, what a culture vulture is, it's probably 90% of the business. Anybody who takes advantage of someone when they don't have to, or even if they have to, because sometimes it's you doing it for the client's best interest, but they don't understand, and then they're fighting you. So you have to go ahead and make a business decision that's still best for both parties. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that naturally take advantage. Essentially, these guys are young, between probably early teens, 18, 19, to maybe some of them 30 or mid 30s. So I think anybody who really take advantage of others is a culture vulture. It doesn't matter their color.
Okay.
Many different skills. One, I would say you better be a psychologist.
Okay, why?
Because there's so many different dynamics. So because not just the athlete, you have to deal with their family, you have to deal with their friends, you have to deal with their agents, you have to deal with their problems outside and dealing with the media as well. So there's many different things and things that's happening in their lives personally that you representing them must understand, because people are constantly poaching to get your client. And with the digital age too, the talent is looking, saying, okay, oh, this person got that deal, but why didn't we get this deal? Or why didn't I get that deal? I'm better than that person. But they don't understand their specific situation. So it's always constantly keeping them informed and focusing on their specific situation. And some of the other skills that I would just probably say, you need to be resourceful. If you don't have a network with brands and different things like that, it's kind of hard to get someone to deal. And you need to be educated on your craft. You need to understand the business. And there's a few additional other things, but I would say definitely, do your homework. I don't give y'all everything now. I don't know if I really have a role in the music side, but
no, I mean,
but I guess I kind of get what you're saying. I think in regards with 300 specifically, what we were doing, they have a sports side, so it's attractive to some of the young athletes, because most of them grew up in urban areas and they listen to that specific music, so it's attractive. Sometimes they want to be around the different celebrities as well, just within the culture, so that's appealing to them at different times. And so I deal with 300. We work on specific clients. I work on some of their clients, they work with some of our clients. But I stay out of the music side. Okay. And I try to tell the families, make a business decision. Don't just come here or work with us because of the music side. You want to know our secret sauce? That's why you get that's why you get at what you do. But a few things what we do is first understanding our client, whether it's a brand or an athlete or celebrity. And once we understand those needs, what we'll do, we'll match those needs. And then that's my job to go ahead and negotiate what's attractive. And it's a lot of back and forth in negotiation once we matching those specific needs, but we make sure there's an interest on both sides and each party is benefiting. Every deal that we do is a win-win deal.
Okay.
I'm growing with that. I actually do not like managing people. I like managing money, so I think
Okay.
I'm managing money side. But what I've learned, I think my style is more, I deal with experts and specialists. So we all want to win, and we have the same goal and an objective. There, I've been getting better and spending more time with our team and understanding them and giving them the tools and the resources that they need. So whether it's training as well as development, and then from that point, once they have the understanding, the training as well as the skills, letting them go.
Okay.
And so I would say really hands-on, but hands-off. One of the things we do, I'm very open, honest, and transparent with the talent beforehand, before we ever sign them. And when their families or friends or whomever come involved, which they will, I'm open and transparent with them. So we try to figure out how can we help the family in some way. How can we get them on their nonprofit? How can we get them the proper training opportunities? How can they be compensated along the way for helping the talent or doing what they're already doing on a day-to-day basis? And if we can't do that, we just focus with and deal with the talent. And then it's the talent trusting us to help grow their brand. So they let us make those decisions, and then for the most part, the family stay and provide moral support. If they're lottery pick, and people have different views on this, my view, if you're a lottery pick, you never know what can happen. Go take the money, right? You may never make this amount of money again in your life. Take the money. But even before you take the money, number one, call me, right? You definitely need to call me. And then understand that it is a business and start treating yourself as a business. So you need to understand that you're a brand and that you're a business and that you work for you're gonna be employed by whatever team that's your employer as well as the NBA. And so you're on a court presence as well as off the court. So the images, your pictures, the things that you're involved in, they both need to line up, and you need to treat this as a business. You need to get your mind, body, and soul right, because this is your engine to help provide for your family. And those are the things that you should be thinking about. Make sure you have a team of specialists and experts around you.
Versus a retired athlete, what goes into that?
It's the biggest thing is most of the retired athletes, they understand, right? They've been through the rigmarole, and their expectations are more realistic on the value in their target market. Some of the current athletes, they're kind of unrealistic, and they looking at whatever other superstar or the person out there, and there's a lot of similarities, because what we do for both of them, we understand their needs and we understand where they want to go as a brand. And sometimes a lot of them, they don't know, so we help them. We do it from a collaborative standpoint. And after we figure out that need, we can take anybody to where they want to go. It's like we have this formula. We take them from A to Z, and that's our GPS and secret sauce.
Okay. How do you use Instagram, Snapchat? So whether you have an intern or a summer associate, how do you use social media to activate an athlete's
Yeah, so
brand?
we do it organically, because there's a lot of different ways. People have paid followers and stuff. We do everything organically. I have to tell the truth, and that stuff does not work, because brands know that. And then once they start looking at your Instagram and they look at the followers, the likes, and different things like that, you see that it's some of the current athletes. They're kind of unrealistic, and they looking at whatever other superstar or the person out there, and there's a lot of similarities, because what we do for both of them, we understand their needs and we understand where they want to go as a brand. And sometimes a lot of them, they don't know, so we help them. We do it from a collaborative standpoint. And after we figure out that need, we can take anybody to where they want to go. It's like we have this formula. We take them from A to Z, and that's our GPS and secret sauce.
Okay.